Look at the bottom of the screen. Look at the table.
I'll shorten up a little. Hello everyone, welcome back to Foster the Meeple, a channel all about
Board games.
and
beasts.
Exactly. Also about crooked camera angles.
Because
it just is what it is, really. We are here today with another episode of Pumped Up Gamefound.
I love when you throw that curveball.
Right? Never gets old. Today's video preview, board game preview, is all about...
Preview.
Beast.
Beast.
For some reason, I wanted to say Beast. Pedal to the metal. Maybe that's a future expansion, who knows. Beast is from Studio Midhall. This video has been sponsored by Studio Midhall, so thank you to who, Jeff?
Studio Midhall.
Exactly, for sponsoring this video. Now, Beast, you're probably like, what? This game, I've seen this game. This isn't brand new.
No.
But guess what is brand new? The Kickstarter that they have currently for the expansion.
Indeed.
The expansion to Beast that is currently on Gamefound is called Shattered Isles. All the links and everything that you need are in the description below. One thing that we did want to mention about the new expansion is that it comes with a soundtrack that you can play while you're playing the game. Who doesn't love ambiance? Ambiance does, that's for sure.
Beyonce does love ambiance.
Ambiance, exactly. So the video today just focused on the base game, but if you're interested in the expansion, we will put the links below.
Correct.
As per usual with our previews, we are going to jump into a little overview, go into a discussion, and that's what's happening right now. So here comes the overview.
Here comes the Beast.
Welcome to the Northern Expanse, a place where nature is still unexplored, mystical and dangerous. When the humans first arrived, they thought they found an unspoiled paradise filled with bountiful forests, lakes swimming with fish, and cold, fresh water flowing from the mountains. But as their settlements expanded and the surrounding forests grew thinner, nature itself pushed back. Great creatures known as beasts emerged, and with their fangs, claws, and mystical powers, they proved an incredible threat to the humans. In order to protect the settlements, humans enlisted specialized hunters tasked with tracking and killing the beasts before too many of their kin perish. In order to win this game, you either need to cooperate every step of the way if you play as a hunter, or skillfully outmaneuver your opponents if you play as the beast. On their own, hunters are never stronger than the beast. Only when hunters communicate, strategize, and combine their actions can they bring down the beast before it's too late. Okay, so Beast is a hidden movement game where one person plays as, you guessed it, the Beast. Which makes me think of Beauty and the Beast. The Beast. And then everyone else plays as hunters.
Correct.
Different people. Different types of people.
Correct.
Perhaps one is a seer. Maybe one is a
ranger.
Commander. Maybe one's a ranger. All different sorts of roles
Scout.
And people. Who knows? You could be any of these things. And so that's basically the game. The hunters are searching for the beast, and they are trying to defeat the beast. Jeff likes to play as the beast. Jamie likes to play as the humans.
I don't think that's
Hunter, hunted. Pacha!
I do prefer to be the person running away and hiding.
Yes.
That is
Jeffrey,
true.
tell the people about Beast.
Sure. So as Jamie mentioned, it is a hidden movement game. It's a game that is basically card play. It's done via card play. So the first phase of this game, just to give you a quick, brief overview, first phase of this game, you're actually going to be drafting cards back and forth, because what's unique about this game is the action cards can be used by the hunter or the beast. There are two sections, top and bottom. Hunters use the top, beasts use the bottom. So you'll be drafting these cards back and forth, which is interesting because you know what cards you're kind of passing back and forth. You can see the abilities, so you can kind of be strategic of what cards you're going to be passing back and forth. And then the next phase, so it's basically
dawn, day,
night. And then depending on the scenario, because there's kind of like, they're called contracts. There's a bunch of different like contract scenarios that you can play with different, there's a ton of variability in terms of like different beasts you can play, different hunters, maps, etc. Anyway, so you're drafting cards. Then the next is the bulk of the game, which is playing a card for an action. So you can play 2 cards on your turn. There's symbols, basically one's red, one's blue to keep it simple. You can play 1 red card and 1 blue card on your turn, take those actions, and then pass to the next player. But you're going to go back and forth. You're going to be moving. You're going to be triggering stuff on the map. You're going to be, if you're the hunter, you're going to keep setting traps. You're going to be
playing a little bit of peekaboo.
Maybe put up a watchtower, which will allow you to see the tracks that the beast has gone on. So they're movement cards. So the beast will be playing out movement cards onto the board, which kind of is based off of north, south, east, and west. And if the hunters pass through those areas that the beast has moved through, it will reveal a track token, so they will know that the beast on this turn has been in that area.
Yeah. One thing that's unique about the movement, I just want to say, is that anytime, like it's hidden movement, but anytime that the beast reveals itself, because that's something that has to happen throughout the game in order for the beast to achieve their contracts, they appear. So then you're like, suddenly you know where they are again, and all of those previous track tokens get removed so that you don't get all confused.
Yeah, correct. So anytime the beast attacks,
like a Jack in the Box, just
or if it walks through a settlement, perhaps with people in it, it will reveal itself. The token is basically what's known as the last revealed location. So it might not be the current location, but you at least know on that turn the beast was revealed and then might have moved later on with card play and what have you. Basically, in most contracts, the beast is trying to kill certain things on the map.
Yeah.
And the hunters are either trying to kill the beast or get to the third night and basically time out the game in order to win.
Yeah, and so during this big chunk of the game, as Jeff mentioned, you're playing out action cards, 2 different colors, but the beast is always going to go first. So even if they reveal themselves at the end of their last round or whatever it might be, they get to go first. Most likely they're going to move. Then all of the hunters are going to take turns cooperatively, like working together to try and figure out where the beast is. That's basically how it goes. There's also different item cards that the hunters can pick up. And on the flip side, what are the cards?
They're beastly talents.
Yeah.
So they're talent cards that the beast can get. And there's also upgrade abilities. So one thing we failed to mention is when you are doing stuff on the map, whether you're the hunter or the beast, you're going to get what's called grudges. And the grudges are basically the currency in the game. And they are used primarily to cast abilities, play cards, or upgrade your abilities.
And each of the characters also have their own special set of cards. So you kind of know what everybody is getting for the most part in terms of like their action cards, because you're drafting, you're like, well, I know that this person's going to get this because I handed them those cards. But you also have your own personal cards that allow you to do kind of special things. And some of them are asymmetrical based on your player. So as an example, the seer, who is one of the hunters, can look at the last movement card of the beast. So there's some asymmetrical abilities within those cards as well. And then also with the hunters, you're laying out traps, which is a different something that the beast can't do. Some of the item cards are traps, and then basically you pick one half of the board, which is called a zone. You lay down the trap, and then you put down a certain symbol that if the beast reveals itself on that symbol, so a different terrain like trees or whatever it might be.
Forest,
then they're caught in your trap.
Yeah, and then that trap will trigger immediately, and then things will happen based off the trap.
Yeah.
The only other thing I want to mention is we did play this at 2. I think there's been some curiosity about how this game plays at 2.
Yeah.
So at 2, it plays just like a 3-player game. So the hunter is going to play as 2 separate hunters, and they play independent of each other.
Yeah.
So you're going to take a turn with one hunter, take a turn with the other hunter, and then it'll be the beast.
Yeah, they don't share cards. They don't share any of the grudge tokens or anything. It's literally like, I'm taking one full turn. Now I'm taking another full turn, then the beast is going to
The only thing you're going to be sharing is the draft. So that changes a little bit. So instead of just passing one card back and forth or drafting a card and passing back and forth, in a 2-player game, the hunter's going to draft 2 cards representing the 2 separate hunters. And again, those can all be combined and then distributed between the two hunters, depending on how you want to do that.
Yeah. So who is this game for? Great question. It is for anybody who loves hidden movement games.
Definitely.
Because this is at its purest form what this game is.
Yep.
I would say the rules overhead is, I would say, medium weight game for sure. It's not super light, but it's also not super heavy, not overly complex. Once you get into it, you can very easily go through the turns. If you are into kind of a bit of a darker theme, the aesthetic of it is very kind of dark and a little bit
almost
eerie,
a bit Nordic.
A little bit Nordic for sure. If you enjoy drafting, action card play, a theme that is slightly different that I've seen from Hidden Movement anyways. The only Hidden Movement games that we have played are Mind Management and Mr. Jack.
Mr. Jack, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a little bit different. There's also a ton of variability within the game, and I assume that the expansion is just going to add even more. So I believe there are 5 different beasts that you can play in the base game.
There's a bunch, yeah.
There's a stack of different hunters that you can play, and if you're playing as a 2-player game, you can mix and match them however you want. There are some that do work better together than others.
Yeah, some of the synergies you'll have to determine on your own as you play the game. I think it is one of those games that, it's not overly complicated to get to the table and play, but there is a lot of complexity in playing optimally, especially as the hunters. So
for sure. Now, what about who this game is not for?
If you don't like the theme, which is beasts running around, killing animals to power up.
Yeah, they eat the sheep.
Killing settlers, which is, most of the contract stuff. So if that theme doesn't resonate with you, I would steer clear.
Yeah,
hidden movement if you don't like hidden movement.
Yeah, if you don't like hidden movement, there is I can definitely see people getting frustrated just in general with hidden movement if you go on the wrong path and you kind of lead yourself astray. So just know there could be some frustrating moments just if you think you know where they are and then suddenly they appear on the other side of the board and you're like, ugh, I gotta walk way over there. So if that's something that you don't enjoy, I would say this is not a game for people that hate puzzling even because it is very you need to be very focused on what the other person is doing.
Correct.
Because you have to almost count their cards. Okay, how many cards did they move? Some of the cards also say no movement. So even though they played out 3 movement, it's possible that they only moved once.
They could also have not moved at all, yeah.
So if that's something that you feel like is going to
frustrate you,
you, then maybe it's not a game for you.
Fair.
Right?
Yep.
Now, that is everything that we have on Beast for today. Once again, if you are interested in the expansion, or I assume the base game is going to be part of the Kickstarter, then definitely check out the links below. I'm sure there's going to be lots of other previews, playthroughs, and everything. So, as always, do your research and figure out if this is the right game for you. If you're interested in other board games, you should first start by checking your friendly local gaming store. And for us, that is
the Boardroom Game Cafe.
It heckin' is. Do you like snacks?
I do.
Perfect. Where do people even get snacks these days?
Munch
Pack. If you like what you see,
please subscribe.
We hope to see you again soon. And now we say goodbye. Goodbye.
Later days.
What's the camera trying to focus on? That's not even an eyeball. And this, that's a loud cricket, isn't it? Is it inside?
Sounds like it's inside.
Well, it's okay. He can live inside. It's cold out there.
Open that door.
No! One of those massive spiders got in! Get out!
It sounds louder now.
Get out.
The cricket.
Get out of my house!
I wish you all could see this. Jamie got the biggest board possible.
Out.
To get a spider out of the house.
Well, I don't know where it went. Are you alive still?
This is ridiculous.
I don't know where it went, Jeff. I'm sick.
Oh my god, it's in your hair.
No! Why would you do that? Jeff! Jerk. Well, it's not funny. It's not funny because they do jump into your hair. Jason had one on him the other day. Blech. Our house is covered in spiders. I hate it. That wasn't very nice.
How would it have gone from the floor to your hair?
Who knows, Jeff? Who knows? Let's put this here. Beast.
But.
Beast.
Battlestar Galactica.
Exactly.
Basically, sorry.
It's basically. I just feel like there's a spider in here. Okay. Anyways,